be discussing about the six theories on child and adolescent development. Sigmund Freud, psychoanalytical theory. Jean Piaget, stages of cognitive development. Lev Vygotsky, theory of sociocultural development. Erik Erikson, psychological development. Lawrence Kohlberg's, stages of moral development. Yuri Bronfenbrenner's, ecological system theory. These theories will gonna report my my report's all about Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytical theory, one of the most influential theories in psychology. Freud, known as the father of psychoanalysis, believed that human behavior is strongly influenced by the unconscious mind. So according to Freud, our mind is divided into three parts, which is the id, the ego, and the superego. So the id represents our basic instinct and desires. It seeks pleasure and avoids pain. The ego, it's the rational part that deals with reality. It tries to satisfy the id's desires in a socially acceptable way. The superego is a moral conscience. It tells us what is right and wrong. These three parts constantly interact, creating inner conflict that shapes our personality and behavior. So unconscious mind and development. Freud also emphasized that unconscious mind, where hidden memories, fears, and desires influence how we think and act. Even if we aren't aware of this, he believed that childhood experiences have a huge impact on adult personality, and he explained this through his psychosexual stages of development: oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital stages. Problems in any stage can lead to personality issues later in life. Applications and criticism. Freud's ideas gave birth to psychoanalysis, a method of theory that uses techniques, life dream analysis, and free association to explore the unconscious mind. Although some of Freud's ideas are considered outdated or controversial today, his theory opened the door to more psychology, helping us understand the deep connection between the mind, emotions, and behavior. In conclusion with that, Freud's psychoanalytical theory reminds us that who we are is reshaped as only by what we consciously think, but also by hidden forces within us. His work continues to influence psychology, counseling, and even at art and literature today.
Good day, I am Crystal A. Salvador. I am the reporter of the day. My report is about Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget was a Swiss psychologist who made a major contribution to understanding how children think and learn. He developed the theory of cognitive development, which explains how children's thinking changes as they grow. Piaget said that children go through four stages. The sensory motor stage, 0 to 2 years, where babies learn through senses and actions. The preparational stage, 2 to 7 years, where children begin using language and imagination but still think in simple ways. The concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years, where they start to think logically about real situations. And the formal operational stage, 12 plus years, where they can think about abstract ideas and solve problems. Piaget believed that children are active learners who build knowledge by exploring and interacting with the world around them. He introduced key ideas like schema, mental plans, assimilation, adding new information, and accommodation, changing old ideas to fit new ones. His theory had a big impact on education by encouraging hands-on learning, child-centered classrooms, and teaching methods based on child's age and ability. Overall, Piaget's work helped shape modern education and our understanding of how children grow and learn. My report is about Lev Vygotsky, was a Russian psychologist best known for his theory of social development, which explains how children learn through social interactions. He believed that learning happens first between people socially and then within child individually. One of his main ideas is the zone of approximal development, ZPD, which is the gap between what a child can do alone and what they can do with help. He said that learning is most effective when a child is supported by a more knowledgeable person, such as teacher or parent. This support is called scaffolding, and it helps the child reach higher levels of understanding. Vygotsky also emphasized the importance of language in learning, saying that talking and thinking are closely connected. His theory shown that social and cultural factors play a big role in a child's development. Because modern education focuses more on group work, guided learning, and the role of teachers in supporting each child's learning process. And that's all from my report.
Hi guys again, I'm Javasil de los Reyes, reporter number 2 from Group 2. Let's talk about the child and adolescent learning through your theories, theories and application. First, the name of the theory, psychosocial theory of development. Second, the theorist was Erik Erikson. Term and definition. Psychosocial crisis, a conflict between opposing force, trust versus mistrust, that shape development. Virtue, a positive trait developed by resolving a crisis successfully, hope and will. Identity, a sense of self formed by exploring rules, values, and relationship. Contribution to develop education. And I have a four of that. First, highlight the roles of social interaction and environmental factor in development. Emphasize the importance of supporting identity formation in adolescence. Number 3. Provide a framework for understanding how early experience influence later learning and behavior. 4. Guides teachers to create safe, inclusive classroom that foster trust, autonomy, and initiative. And fifth, summary, child-adolescent development. Development occurs in 8 stages across the lifespan, each centered on a psychosocial crisis for children and adolescents. 0 to 1 years old, trust versus mistrust. Develop hope through consistent care. 1 to 3 years old, autonomy versus shame. Gain will through dependence. 3 to 6 years old, initiative versus guilt. Build purpose through exploration. 6 to 12 years old, industry versus inferiority. Develop through competence through schoolwork. 12 to 18 years old, identity versus role confusion from fidelity by exploring self-identity. And lastly, classroom and application. Age to 6 years 3 to 6 encourage pretend playgrounds and activity to versus initiative. Let's plan a class party. Age 6 to 12 provide opportunity for success.
Small project, positive feedback to build industry. Adolescents Adolescents facilitate discussion on values, career goals, and social roles. That's example, what do you want to be and why? All ages. Create a supportive environment where students feel safe and take risks and express themselves. That's all for today. I hope you understand. Thank you.
Good day, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into Yuri Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory, a framework that helps us understand how a child's environment shapes their development. Bronfenbrenner's believed that a child's development is affected by everything in their surrounding environment. He organized this environment into 5 levels or systems. We have the microsystem, mesosystem, ecosystem, macrosystem, and lastly, the chronosystem. First, we have the microsystem. This is the child's immediate environment, their family, school, peers, and caregivers. Interactions within the microsystem have the most direct impact on the child. Next is the mesosystem. This involves the relationship between the different parts of the microsystem. For example, the relationship between the child's parents and their school. If parents and teachers communicate well, it positively influences the child's development. Moving outward, we find the exosystem. There are settings that the child doesn't directly participate in but still affect them. This could include parents' workplaces, extended family, or community resources. The macro system encompasses the broader cultural values, laws, and customs. These cultural elements influence all the other systems and theories, of course. Finally, the chronosystem involves changes over time. This includes significant life events or historical changes that affect the child's development, such as family move or technological advancements. Bronfenbrenner theory emphasizes that we must look at the whole child within the context of their environment to understand their development. It also highlights the importance of collaboration between parents, teachers, and community to support a child's growth. Take a quick look at Yuri Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory. Understanding these systems can help us create better environment for our children. Thanks for watching and see you for the next video.
Yuri Bronfenbrenner was born in 1917 and died in 2005. Was a Russian born in America, an American psychologist who became one of the most influential figures in developmental psychology. He introduced the ecological system theory in the late 1970s, which emphasized that the child development is influenced by different types of environmental system surrounding them instead of focusing solely on individual child. Bronfender believed that we must understand how the child interacts with their entire environment, from family and school, culture, and society. Bronfenbrenner's Bronfenbrenner's theory highlights that children and adolescents grow with multiple interrelated environments. Each system contributes to their physical, emotional, social, and cognitive development. During, during childhood, the microsystem, especially family and school, has the strongest influence shaping basic society skills, learning habits, and emotional security. In adolescence, the mesosystem and exosystem became more significant as peer relationships, media, and community engagement affect identity formation and decision making. That's all. Thank you.